What kind of dance performance posted casually to social media at 11:37 p.m. Eastern Time could generate over 900 million views in less than 24 hours, crash multiple streaming platforms from overwhelming traffic, create trending topics in 87 countries simultaneously, and have professional dancers from Broadway to the American Ballet Theatre posting reaction videos, expressing genuine shock at the technical difficulty and artistry of what they just witnessed? Jungkook's appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon earlier this week was already one of the most highly anticipated K-pop moments in American mainstream media history, featuring his first major U.S. television performance since his solo career launch and generating massive advance promotion across NBC's platforms that built expectations for something special. The actual Tonight Show performance delivered on those expectations with a polished rendition of his latest single that showcased his vocal abilities, stage presence, and the kind of professional entertainment value that has made him a global superstar. But what nobody expected, including apparently the BTS ARMY fanbase who thought they had seen everything Jungkook was capable of after years of following his career, was that approximately 6 hours after the Tonight Show episode aired, Jungkook would post a 47-second dance video to his personal social media that would completely overshadow the professional television performance, and would create what multiple entertainment industry analysts are calling the single most impactful piece of social media content ever created by a K-pop artist, based on the unprecedented speed and scale of its viral spread and cultural penetration. But here's what has professional dancers, choreographers, and movement specialists around the world absolutely stunned and questioning whether what they're watching is even physically possible without special effects or video manipulation. The dance Jungkook performs in this 47-second clip combines elements of breakdancing, contemporary dance, traditional Korean movement vocabulary, and what appears to be completely original movement innovation in ways that create sequences multiple experts have stated they cannot decode or explain using conventional understanding of human biomechanics and movement possibility. The video was filmed in what appears to be a simple dance studio with basic lighting and a single static camera position, deliberately eschewing the production values and editing techniques that typically characterize professional K-pop dance content, in favor of raw unedited documentation that makes the technical difficulty and spontaneous creativity even more apparent and impressive. Multiple professional dancers who have analyzed the footage frame by frame report identifying at least 17 distinct technically demanding elements that would individually be considered advanced skills requiring years of training to execute cleanly, and that Jungkook chains together in continuous flow without visible preparation time or transition breaks, creating the impression of movement that emerges spontaneously and organically rather than representing choreographed and rehearsed performance, though the technical precision and compositional coherence suggest extensive preparation regardless of how effortless the execution appears. The American response specifically has been remarkable because it represents breakthrough of K-pop dance content into mainstream American cultural conversation in ways that even BTS's previous massive successes had not fully achieved, with the video being discussed not just in K-pop fan communities or entertainment media but across general interest news, sports coverage, dance education platforms, and viral social media content that reaches audiences who have limited or no previous engagement with Korean popular culture. Multiple American celebrities from various fields including professional athletes, actors, musicians, and influencers have posted their own reaction videos or comments expressing amazement at what Jungkook demonstrated, often framing their responses in language that acknowledges they underestimated or didn't fully understand the skill level required for high-level K-pop performance until seeing this particular video. One prominent American dancer who has worked with major pop stars including Beyoncé and Justin Timberlake posted a reaction stating, "I need everyone who thinks K-pop is just pretty boys doing synchronized moves to watch this video and understand you're watching someone operating at the absolute highest levels of dance performance by any standard in any genre. This isn't pop star dancing, this is legitimate world-class dance artistry that would be respected in any professional dance context." The video opens with Jungkook standing in casual practice clothing including loose sweatpants and a simple t-shirt, appearing relaxed and preparing to move without the styling, makeup, or production elements that characterize his professional performances, creating immediate impression of authenticity and personal expression rather than commercial product. The first movement sequence involves what dance analysts have identified as a variation on traditional b-boy freezes and power moves, with Jungkook dropping to the floor and executing a series of rapid rotations and balance holds that demonstrate upper body strength, core control, and spatial awareness that typically require years of dedicated breakdancing training to develop. Multiple professional breakdancers who have reviewed the footage note that the specific variations he performs on these foundational moves show creative innovation and personal style, while maintaining technical precision, suggesting he's not simply reproducing taught choreography but actively interpreting and adapting movement vocabulary through his own artistic sensibility and physical capabilities. The transition from the breakdancing influence floor work into contemporary dance vocabulary occurs so smoothly that multiple viewers report not noticing the genre shift until they reviewed the video multiple times, with Jungkook rising from floor positions into fluid standing movement that emphasizes upper body articulation, weight shifts, and the kind of qualitative movement exploration that defines contemporary dance as distinct from more rigid commercial choreography. One contemporary dance choreographer stated, "What makes this transition so impressive is that breakdancing and contemporary dance represent different movement philosophies and technical approaches, and most dancers who train primarily in one struggle to authentically execute the other, because the muscle memory and movement habits are so different." Jungkook executes both with equal facility and makes the transition feel organic, rather than like switching between incompatible languages. The sequence that has generated the most intense analytical attention and speculation about how it was physically achieved occurs approximately 27 seconds into the video, and involves what multiple professional dancers describe as a seemingly physics-defying rotation and suspension, where Jungkook appears to momentarily defy gravity while executing a turning jump that combines vertical height, rotational speed, and controlled landing in ways that biomechanics experts note approach the limits of human capability. Multiple slow-motion analyses have been conducted trying to decode the exact mechanics of this move, with sports scientists and dance physiologists offering competing theories about center of mass manipulation, momentum generation, and the precise muscle activation sequences that would allow this apparent suspension effect. One biomechanics researcher stated, "Based on frame-by-frame analysis, he appears to achieve approximately 3 full rotations while airborne for roughly 0.9 seconds, which requires rotational velocity and vertical jump power that we typically see only in elite gymnasts or specialized athletes, not in performers who also sing, dance other styles, and maintain the kind of schedule K-pop idols work under." The creative choreography and apparent spontaneous quality of the movement have multiple observers debating whether what they're watching represents pre-choreographed routine performed for the camera or genuine freestyle improvisation that emerged organically during a practice session that happened to be recorded. Evidence supporting the pre-choreographed interpretation includes the compositional coherence and the way different movement phrases connect and develop themes established earlier in the sequence, suggesting advanced planning and revision rather than pure spontaneous creation. Evidence supporting the improvisation interpretation includes the loose quality of some transitions and the apparent decision-making moments visible in brief hesitations before major movement choices, suggesting real-time creative problem-solving rather than rehearsed execution. Multiple professional dancers note that the reality probably involves elements of both, with Jungkook likely having conceptual framework or movement vocabulary he intended to explore but executing specific variations and combinations spontaneously based on how his body felt and what creative impulses emerged during the actual filming. The cultural fusion elements visible in the choreography have Korean dance specialists and cultural commentators noting the way Jungkook incorporates what appear to be references to traditional Korean movement aesthetics, including specific hand positions, rhythmic patterns, and spatial pathways that echo traditional dance forms, while integrating them seamlessly into contemporary and hip-hop influenced vocabulary. Multiple experts in Korean traditional dance have posted analyses identifying specific moments where Jungkook's upper body positioning or footwork patterns reference traditional forms, while being executed in completely contemporary contexts, creating subtle cultural bridges that Korean viewers often recognize intuitively even if they cannot explicitly identify the traditional references. One Korean dance historian stated, "What he's doing represents the kind of cultural synthesis that defines contemporary Korean identity, honoring traditional movement heritage while actively transforming it through contemporary global influences, creating something that is distinctively Korean, while also being completely modern and internationally legible." The American dance community response has been particularly notable, because it represents recognition and appreciation from a context that has historically been somewhat dismissive or condescending toward Asian pop performance, often stereotyping K-pop as manufactured product lacking the authenticity and artistic merit of Western music and dance. Multiple American professional dancers, choreographers, and dance educators have posted reactions explicitly acknowledging their previous biases,